Good morning. I've decided to film a little impromptu vlog. My mum and my eldest daughter and I are going into London today to the Globe Theatre to see Much Ado About Nothing. Now the Globe Theatre, the original site of the Globe Theatre was a little bit away, but some years ago there was a project, I think led by Zoe Wanamaker, the actress, to rebuild it in a slightly different location. I don't know much about it. I'm assuming I will learn more today and I will share that with you. So it's a little bit further on and nearer the river, in the original style that the Globe Theatre would have been. It's outside. It's I think all the kind of fixtures and fittings are very similar as well. You have to bring your own cushion because it's just hard benches. We've got a place in the seated area. You can, for as little as £5, get tickets to just go in the standing area in the middle, which was where most of the people back in Shakespearean times, normal people like you and I, would have gone. But we're going to be with the gentry today. We've got covered seating just to the side of the stage. It does say restricted view, but I looked at the view from my seat, or whatever that website's called, and it looked pretty good. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to have lunch beforehand at the Anchor pub, which is a pub that was rebuilt in the 1600s after the Great Fire of London. I think it's one of the only surviving riverside taverns from Shakespearean times. So we're having a bit of a Shakespeare day. And we may or may not go to the giant 5-storey Waterstones after the show as well, depending on how we're feeling. So if we do, I'll take you with us. So it's going to be a really fun day, and I thought I'd just take my camera along and film it, as much for my memories as to share something interesting with you from London and a little bit of history. So I think it's going to be fun. It's quite warm, although I think it's going to rain. So I got to pack sun cream and an umbrella. I'm wearing t-shirt and shorts. I have a blanket in my bag, which I'm going to sit on, because it was easier to carry a blanket than a load of cushions. So I guess if I get cold, I can just walk about with it wrapped around me. But it's so humid that I very much doubt I'm going to get cold. So let's go. My mum will be here shortly. We're going to go and get the train, and yeah, let's go and have a good day. So here we are at the Anchor pub on Bankside. It was rebuilt in 1676 after the Great Fire of London, and their website says it's the sole survivor of the river taverns of Shakespeare's time. So it seemed the perfect place to go for a pre-Globe lunch, and it really, really was. It was quirky, with wonky floors and a maze of rooms and stairs and nooks and crannies. I will link it in the description. We walked straight in and found this absolutely brilliant table overlooking the river. So if your tea's got to eat, I'll go and find a bar. The table we sat on was 104, and you can book in advance. The food was really, really good. The staff were friendly, and we could even see St Paul's from where we were sat. Arriving at the Globe, and we were immediately sucked in by the amazing shop. It was so busy though, but we could have easily spent a lot longer than we did in there, and probably a bit more money as well. I have been desperate to read it.
at this.
Anyway, this is an up and coming.
What do we think?
Oh, I love it.
It's brilliant.
I love it.
What do you think, Mum?
Granny, what do you think of the show?
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
I was showing everyone right up my nose then.
Benedict and Beatrice are amazing.
They are, the actors playing Benedict and Beatrice are particularly amazing and very, very funny. And it's like nothing else watching it here. I'm just like this the whole time.
And Don John,
Yeah,
he's quite evil.
yeah. Let's turn the camera around.
I was even in the programme that their colour scheme was orange and blue, if you can believe that.
Yes.
I think that orange was reflecting.
Some time later, and we're walking to Southwark Station to get the Jubilee line to Green Park. Here we are walking past the Ritz. It was really busy. As you can see, I'm not enjoying it terribly. And here's Fortnum & Mason, which is such a beautiful building. But who are those people waving at? It's like a car pulled up just as I chucked a film. So here it is, Waterstones, 5 floors of it. It's not much to look at from the outside, but I promise you it's good when we get inside. Welcome to Waterstones Piccadilly, Europe's largest bookshop, I believe. It's got over 8 miles of bookshelves over 5 floors. Part of it was closed. You might have caught that sign as we were just walking in, and it turns out it was closed off for the Waterstones debut fiction prize ceremony. So there was loads of authors and vloggers and booktubers and TikTok people and everything. It was very exciting.
Actually, I'm taking a back shot of
What, this whole series?
Yeah. Well, it's so good. I read part of the series, and then I had to finish that in my room because I was crying.
Recommended by Lilia. As you can imagine, this was utterly amazing and we had a grand time. So you're about to watch an excitable mishmash of footage of, well, just lots and lots of books and the background of excited bookshop chatter and noise. Of what? A massive table as well.
Yeah, Ian McEwan, yeah, he's overgrown.
One of your lot.
He doesn't write, it's not certain stuff. That's a famous one.
Look. Weirdly, this book is based on Persuasion by Jane Austen and not on Much Ado About Nothing. That's what?
£10.
£10?
Yeah, every £10 she spends. Realistically, I should have never even seen any of these.
All of the PG Roadhouse. From Waterstones Piccadilly, it's about a 10-15 minute walk, depending on your walking speed, to Charing Cross Station. So we walked through Trafalgar Square, picked up the train, and then we were home in time for dinner. And Dan treated us all to doner kebabs. It's not my favourite takeaway in the world, but it's full of vegetables and grilled chicken. So it was just what we needed after a long day walking around London. So this is what Lilia bought at the Globe shop. I was going to buy something too, but when we went in after the performance, it was super busy. A sticker for her laptop, I assume. Yep. And the Much Ado About Nothing play, but it's so cute and little. It fits in the palm of my hand.
It's got
pages. Oh, it's so pretty. The light is pretty bad at this stage. We then went, as you would have seen, to... Let's make the background a bit better. Okay, so we went to the 5-storey gigantic Waterstones in London Piccadilly, and it was...
gigantic.
And it was amazing.
I'm so jealous of them.
It was so good. Right, show yours first. Put them down, one at a time.
Oh, I got this one.
It is The Boy Next Door by Jenny Ireland. Very quick synopsis and why you bought it, please.
I mean, I just had my eye on it for a while. It sounded quite good. I
Romance.
I read the blurb one day when I was shelving it at work, and it had been on the teen table for a while. Shocker, I put it on there. And it just sounded quite good. It sounded a bit angsty than usual, and I was like, yeah, I'll have some of that. And she's written another one, which is called like what's her next one called? It's called The First Move, and that one's about chess, and I love books about chess. So. Yeah.
Next one.
My next one. I've been wanting to read this for ages.
I
have been following her on TikTok, and I have been desperate to read it. It is all about an A-star student, and the way she takes out stress on people that she hates is she writes angry emails to them and then never sends them. So then obviously she writes angry emails to her academic rival, but then one day all of these emails get sent out.
Oh.
And then they fall in love.
Oh, so that is I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anna Liang. Liang?
Anne Liang, yeah.
Liang, yeah. Anne. Oh yeah, Anne,
Liang.
sorry. That looks good. That looks just your kind of thing. And then this is the one you're most excited about. Priest by Sierra Simone.
I saw it on TikTok. So there was the audiobook guy who had read the prologue, and then that's gone viral. So like I know the prologue by heart and haven't even read
Why
it.
did it go viral?
I couldn't tell you really.
Was it just well read?
It's very well read. It's very well written.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's about a priest, and it starts off and he's like talking about this, and he's like, I'm a priest and this is my confession.
Oh, I see.
It's good.
Thank you, Lilia, for your
You're welcome.
input. And then, also thank you to Lilia, because I got to use her discount. So technically, I only bought one book, because technically this only cost the price of one book, and they're both novellas. So they make up a full book. So the first one I got was... So they had a whole novella section, which was like a sweet shop.
I was so jealous.
It was so tempting. This is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto.
That's such a cool name.
It is a cool name. And it obviously is translated from the Japanese translated by Megan Bacchus.
Translated from the Japanese.
Yeah. And this says it is It comprises Banana Yoshimito's 2 classic tales about mothers, trans identity, bereavement, kitchens, love and tragedy. It was first published in 1987. It just really intrigued me and I'm really looking forward to reading that. I love a Japanese translation. And I also got Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I loved the premise of the story, which is that somebody dies at the beginning. Everybody about them knows they're going to die, including the person who dies or is murdered. But no one does anything to stop it, including the victim. And it's about someone years later trying to find out what the story was behind that. And the reason I got this is because Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote Love in the Time of Cholera, which is a book I've always fancied reading. And as this is a little novella, I thought this would give me a good idea of what his writing is like. So that's why I got this. Although my mum then said that she had read Love in the Time of Cholera and I don't think she liked it that much.
Love in the Time of Cholera?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very happy. Do they all have cholera?
I don't know. So yeah, that's my 2 books. Hello there, it's just over a week later and I've just been editing the vlog and I thought I'd just come in to finish off and say goodbye and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little trip to the globe. I can highly recommend it. We've never done it before. Lilia, my oldest daughter, she went before and she stood in the standing area and they really enjoyed it. You can get tickets for as little as £5 to stand down there, but the plays are quite long. The one we went to see was about 2 hours and 40 minutes, including the interval. So yeah, you have to have a bit of standing stamina, I would say, but I cannot wait to go back. It was one of the best theatre experiences I have ever had. There was nothing quite like seeing a Shakespeare play performed in that way by a fantastic company of actors and musicians, and just to see how involved they get with the audience. I will definitely be going back, and yeah, we're going to drag Dan along as well. And the pub as well. I know I said in the voiceover it was table 104, but hopefully you could see that it was actually table 103. So if you, there was another one as well in another part of the pub that also sat in a similar window. But it was brilliant. The food was lovely. It wasn't overpriced, even for central London. And yeah, it was just really lovely pub. It was so old feeling. All the floors were on the wonk, and every corner there was another little set of stairs leading to somewhere else. So I would highly recommend going there for a spot of lunch or an evening meal or even just a drink. They even have an outside bit as well, so you can go and sit directly outside on the river, which would be lovely at any time of year. Maybe not when it's pouring with rain. As you can see, it was raining on the day we went, so everyone that was standing did get wet, but that's part of it. The actors get wet as well, and yeah, it's not raining anymore. It's absolutely boiling hot. What else to say? Oh yeah, Waterstones Piccadilly, that was fantastic. Highly recommend that. It's actually got a cafe in there, and on the top floor there's a bar as well. So that's really good. It's you could easily spend a lot longer than we did there. We were kind of doing it on our way back to the station to get home for dinner. And I'm really pleased with the books that I bought. You would have just seen us talking about those and Lilia telling you about her purchases as well. So yeah, it was fantastic, and I'm hoping that we get to do it again before summer is out. Let me know if we do, if you would like another Shakespeare or the Globe related vlog. I'll be happy to film it. You'll see me again in a couple of weeks. I'm going to take just a little break for the summer, no more than about a week or 2, and then I'll be back with some vlogs from Spain. Thank you so much for watching, and we should end on a Shakespeare quote, shouldn't we? I've only got Othello here. Is that the only Shakespeare play I've got here? Oh no, hang on, I've got A Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet. I'm just thinking Othello's a bit heavier than A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is my old copy, it's a bit battered. Okay, let's just open it randomly and pick a quote. Okay. The clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wanders at our quaint spirits, sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest. And then the fairies sing. But I will spare you my rendition of the fairies singing. See you anon.